Warning, this video contains strong language and offensive content. If you like those things, cool. But if you're a bitch ass nigga and you don't like those things, you might not like this video. But for the ones that do, enjoy this video.
This perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Dolemite, and I gotta say, this was really entertaining. And if I could sum this up in a few words, inspiring, game changing, and just brilliant. But before I get into this review, I want y'all to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and also follow me on Twitter at perpminded420, where I post updates and just a bunch of random stuff. But yeah, let's get right into this. So this is starring Eddie Murphy, and it's been a while since we've seen Eddie Murphy in a movie. I can't recall the last movie he was in. Let me know in the comments below. But I know it's been some time, and what a way to come back. Everybody was kind of worried and kind of iffy about his return because of how comedy is. And that's the thing too. I made a video about this. I'll probably put a link to it in the description below, where I say classic comedies are dead. But I could easily call this a classic comedy because, this is not your typical comedy that you would get nowadays. Nowadays, it's very PC. You can't really offend nobody, and just wow. And this dude that Eddie Murphy is playing, Rudy Ray Moore, he was a pretty popular dude, and by the looks of this movie, you really see how he really changed the game, and not just stand up and entertainment. He even had influence on the rap game, and just so many things he was diving his hands into in different projects and making his first movie. This was a really dope movie. It just takes you through a journey of this man's life, and it makes me really interested in watching the original Dolemite movie, the actual Dolemite movie, because I'm aware of the blaxploitation films and whatnot, but I just never really gave none of them a real chance. But after watching this movie, I definitely want to go check some of those out, just for to get us to just get a sense of that era and just that time period. And like I said, this cast is very strong. You have Eddie Murphy, Mike Epps, Craig Robinson, and just the list goes on. Chris Rock, and just T.I.'s part had me dying because I didn't even expect him to be in this. And I really like how raw this movie is. It's really authentic. It's funny enough. I think people going into this are thinking that this is going to be like one of those, oh, you're laughing at every single scene. Nah, I don't think it's meant to do that. I know it's meant to be a comedy, but I also feel like there's just like a lot of hidden gems and just a lot of I just think it's more than it wants to be more than just a comedy. That's what I got from it, and I can appreciate that and I find this movie really inspiring from just a creator's standpoint, because like I have a lot of ideas. Like, I want to make sitcoms, I want to make movies, I want to make TV shows. Like, that shit just seems mad fun. And to see how he was able to do it, it's possible, man. We have more resources than ever. Back then you just had the radio, and not a lot of people had the crazy budgets that we have now. We have all the resources now to just make something great. So I also like how they touch on just the way people review movies. That's not really a huge spoiler, but the way that they like there's a scene where they're reading off reviews, and it just reflects on how the media and just people in general look at movies nowadays, and I find it really fascinating. So it's like nothing really has changed. It's just a different era, you know. Now you just see all these different entertainers doing multiple different things, like from movies to radio to podcasts to, you know, whatever it could be. You know, they could be in like, but I enjoyed this film nonetheless. Rudy Ray Moore is definitely a pioneer in just the way movies are and just how society is with certain aspects of entertainment. And I really gotta tip my hat off to him, you know, because we get all these movies of like Steve Jobs and certain people that have made changes, but it's always the people that you're not really aware of that made even bigger changes, and we forget about them. And it's sad. We should be commending these people that created history or created a piece of art, and don't ever forget it, you know, because just because it's a different era doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. But, you know, I love this movie. You definitely should go check it out. I highly recommend you check this out on Netflix. Can't wait to see what Coming to America 2 is going to bring. That's probably going to be the really funny movie. We're just going to have to wait and see. But until my next video, I will check you guys out later. Peace.